of Immanuel High School for tonight's Dairyland Conference match between the Augusta Beavers and your Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Please stand if you are able, remove your hats, as the Immanuel Pep Band, under the direction of Joel Golrud, leads us in the national anthem. Please support the players, coaches, officials, and positive manner. Section comments and sections racial or ethnic nature or other intimidating action not empowering and they're all seen. Please be aware of the possibility of all or career and junior leaders during the competition. Thank you and enjoy the match. Now for our starting lineups, first for Augusta. Junior number 3, Kate McCurkin. Junior number 5, Cecilia Shorty. Junior number 10, Andy Miller. Junior number 11, Stella Zink. Sophomore number 12, Riley Bethke. Junior number 16, Brooklyn Kruger. And the libero, senior number 1, Danica Wolf. The Beavers are coached by Alicia Bethke. And now for your Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Senior number 2, Grace Leduc. Junior number 3, Gwyneth Girdle. Senior number 4, Leah Thompson. Junior number 5, Emma Starlin. Senior number 12, Gabby Randall. And senior number 13, Kenzie Koenig. The Lancers are coached by Joe Lau, assisted by Megan Johnson.
Hello and welcome to today's matchup between the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Augusta Beavers. Lancers currently 12-9 in the year, coming off a big win against the Wildcats just the other night, giving them a 6-0 conference record, as they'll look to continue that here tonight. Set up for Thompson quickly, lunging save in the back. Sets one back, tipped to the nets, in the back by Gurgle. Starlin back up to the net for Koenig to the back line. Out of play, untouched. And the Beavers start off with a 1-0 lead. And it'll be Kruger back to serve for the Beavers. Off the chest of Leduc and out of play. An ace for the Beavers, and they go up 2-0. Good spot, diving save from Leduc. Thompson will send one back up for Koenig. To the back line, out of play once again, and the Beavers starting off strong with a 3-0 run. Received high by Radical. Leduc back up, diving save from Gurgle, can't get it over. And the Beavers with a 4-0 lead and an early timeout from the Lancers. Down by 4. Back from the timeout. Lancers down 4-0. As Kruger's led them on a 4-0 run to start off this set. She'll try to continue it here. Dug up by Radical. Starlin backpedals and will set it center for Koenig. That one out of play once again, the third time. Koenig sent it long here tonight, as they will send in Larson for her. Switching it up early, trying to make something happen as they go down 5-0. Received by Leduc. Starland up center for Larson. Tipped it to net. Diving save, and that will drop down. Larson comes in, and her presence is immediately known as she breaks the run and brings them back within 4. Now with Leduc back to serve. Received high center. Sets one up quickly center. That one will drop down off the hands of a sliding Gurgle. And the Beavers right back up by 5. Into that, they'll send it back to the Lancers as Thompson heads back to serve. Received high in the back. Sets it up quickly. Blocked the net by Radical. Tipped away. Back up in the air. And they're going to get it over. Received by Leduc. Thompson across for Radical. She'll knock down her first kill. Off the hands of Kirkham in the net. And the Lancers bring it back within 3. Thompson back for the Lancers once again. Sliding save in the back and to send one up. She's going to have to bump it over. Received by Gurgle. Big chance for the Lancers. Across for Radical again. She'll knock down another. Laser down the line and the Lancers within 2. Received cleanly center. Sets one across. Steps up to get it out of play. Untouched by the Lancers. And they'll have a chance to tie 6-5. Tip tie, gonna set one quickly, center once again. Good touch over that. Thompson right there. Larson gonna set one back for Radical. She'll finish it off the hands of Kirkham once again. We're tied at 6. After a 5-0 run from the Beavers to start off this game, Lancers respond with a 6-1 run of their own. And now with a chance to take the lead. Off the hands, off the ceiling, ribbon out! And an ace for Thompson puts them up by 1. And now a timeout from the Beavers. Lancers up by 1, 7-6. A big response off their timeout as the Beavers call one of their own. Back from the timeout. Lancers up by 1, 7-6. Thompson still going strong. Sliding save, bump back off the net. And he'll just tap it over. Radical right there. Set back for Radical. She'll finish off another. Once again off the hands of Kirkham. And the Lancers up by 2. Tyler back and a send one. Back across middle for Kirkham off the net. Diving save from Radical. Thompson back up for Larson. To the back line, sent high. Back across far side. Miscommunication. Kirkham goes for a last second but with no chance. The Lancers back up by 3, 9-6. Received high from Thompson. Gonna set one back over. Diving save by Thompson. Back into the net. And the run ends with the Lancers maintaining a 2-point lead, 9-7. Schroeder will enter in for Wolf. And it'll be Kirkham back to serve. Dug up by Gurgle. Thompson will send one high for Radical again. Tipped to the net. Diving save. Someone's in the nets. And it's the Beavers. Lancers in the double digits now, up by 3 as Bartles enters in for Larson and Quaid in for Gurgle. And it'll be Bartles back to serve for the Lancers. Good spot from Bartles. She'll drop down an ace on the hands of a diving Wolf. Lancers now up by 4. Another ace for Bartles off the hands, this time of Meyer. Back to back for Bartles. Received high, close to that, gonna tap one over. Lunging save from Bartles. Thompson sends one back for Quaid. Tip to that, now we're gonna drop down. Straight middle. And the Lancers now up by 6. Off the hand, center out of play. Another ace for Bartles, her 3rd. Once again off the hands of Meyer. Lancers now up by 8. Riding a 5-0 run as Bartles sends his one to Wolf. Bump back center. From back row, will send it over. Thompson back up for Starland on the run and off into the net. Brings the game back within 7 as Gunter will enter in. And it'll be number 12, Bethke back to serve. The back line received by Radical. Thompson, they're going to send one back for Radical. She'll knock one down through the hands of Bethke. And Radical, who just got her latest kill, will now head back to serve. Sent high by Wolf. Back up into play. Far side. He'll just tap it over. Right to the hands of Radical. Across for Leduc. Tip to the net, diving save, and touch back to the back. Bartles retreats to get it. Back up for Leduc again. Sliding save by Wolf, sent back middle, and bumped over. Dug up by Bartles. This time for Quaid. Tip to the net, diving save, not going to get it back in the air. Lancers double them up 16-8. Radical gonna loft one short. Set up center and let's tap it over. Thompson right there to get it. Starling across for Leduc. Diving save, close to that. Get it back over Radical right there to get it. Back across, Leduc again. Oh, it'll drop down. Right down Broadway, and the Lancers up by 9. Radical straight middle. Sets one across far side. Blocked at the net, but way out of play. A solid block from the Lancers, sent it about 3 feet long on the back line. As the Beavers bring it back with an 8. And it'll be Zank back to serve. Sends one short. Thompson right there to get it close to the net. Quaid bumps one back. Touched over by Leduc. Tipped right back. Thompson is there. Back across. Leduc blocked at the net, but out of play. Lancers go back up by 9, 18-9. And it'll be Starland heading back to serve. Wolf retreats to get it. Bumps one back close to the net. He's going to punch one over. Tipped high by Starland. Up for Leduc on the run. Tip to the net. That one drops down. Plenty of space middle. No one there to cover. The Lancers go up by 10. Receive sideways, center, gonna send one high off the ceiling. That one will fall. Lancers into the 20s, up by 11. And a final timeout from the Beavers, down 11 here in the first set, 20-9. Back from the timeout. Lancers up by 11, 20-9, with Starland back to serve. Back set, cross court, blocked to the net by Thompson. Lancers go up by 12, 21-9. Down the line, gonna send one high. All the way across, tip to the net once again. That one will drop down, this time blocked by Quaid. Lancers net play has been very good here tonight, shown in the last 2 points there, with Quaid and Thompson both getting up to get a block each in the last 2 points. Kazumba gonna enter in for Bartles as Starland heads back to serve. To the back, tipped high on the rung, and send one back up into play. And he'll just pump it over. Received by Seibel. Up center for Thompson. Blocked into the floor. Off the hands of Schroeder. And the Lancers now just 2 points away. Good spot, diving in to send one back high. And gonna make it over. Received by Thompson. Back up for Thompson. Good touch. Just out of play. Right idea, just an inch off down that sideline. As the Beavers bring it back within 13, 23-10. Received by Wolf. Picked up by Leduc, back across for Quaid, blocked at the net. Out of play. And the Lancers go back up by 14, 24-10. Gurgle now in for Quaid. And it'll be Gurgle back with a chance to take the first set. Sent high in the back. Back across near side. Touched. Received by Starland. Kazumba back up for Thompson. Blocked to the net. Tip back high. Beavers in the net. And that'll do it. 25-10, Lancers win it by 15 here in the first set. back. Starlin is there. Set across for Radical. High up. Set back row. And Gurgle's there. Luke back across. Radical, good touch to the back corner. Lines one high. Back across. Touch to the net. Gurgle with a save. Starlin with a save. Back across for Radical. And she'll drop that one down. Down the line off the light. Touch back up high at the net. Good touch over. Starlin lets it go, but onto the sideline. As the lead cut back down to 1. To the corner, received by Leduc. Back across for Radical. Knocks down 1. Onto the line. And Lancers now needs to give the Eagles a lead. Received by Radical. Chops it up. For Quaid off the net. Saved once again. Still going back across on the run. Blocked at the net, but onto the Lancer side. Sliding save by Leduc. Set back up for Quaid. Blocked at the net. Bartles on the run. Can't get it. To the corner. Schaller's there. Thompson back up for Leduc. To the back. Sent high. On the run. Gonna have to just bump it over. Big chance for the Lancers. Set for Leduc. Off the net, was it touched? They're going to say it was. Back for Schaller. Touchdown to play. Schaller making her presence known early as the Lancers go up by 6. Back to serve. Set high, center. On the run is Carlson. Set right back by Koenig. Back on the run. Blocked at the net again, and that one's going to drop down. The back corner. Drops down on the line. Kazemba set up for Radical off the ceiling, and that'll do it. 25-14, the Lancers win it by 11, and now up 2 sets to none. 25-18 and 25-14. And we are back for the second set. Lancers taking the first one, 25-10 by 15, as they will start off the serving here in the second set. Started out down 5-0 in that first set. Ended up ending it on a 25-5 run as Luke will start off the serving here for the Lancers. Good touch over the net, Koenig right there. Thompson back up for Radical. Into the net. And the Beavers once again start off with a 1-0 lead. And back to serve will be Kruger. Only served one time in that first set on that 5-0 run to start him off. This will be received by Leduc. Set across for Radical. Out of play, untouched. And now the line judge says it was touch. We'll see if they change it. And they will. So call is changed to touched at the net as the Lancers bring it back tied at 1-1. And now they'll have a talk with the line judge. And we'll see what the call is. And it'll stay as is. Lancers tied up 1-1 as Thompson heads back to serve. Good spot, sliding safe from Wolf. Gonna touch it back quickly. Center, off the hands of Gurgle, out of play. Quick kill for Kirkham as the Lancers go down by 1, 2-1. The back dug up by Gurgle. Thompson across for Radical. Tipped at the net and saved by Wolf. Back across far side. Stands still over the net. Radical retreats to get it. Back up for Starlin. Cross court, dropping it down. In between the hands of Bethke and Kruger. And Lancers tie it at 2. Bartles and Quaid in for Gurgle and Koenig. And it'll be Bartles back to serve with a chance to give them a lead. Send high to the ceiling, won't touch. Going to send one across center. They just lost it over. Thompson right there to get it. Starlin runs back close to the net. Quaid ends up going in the net regardless how to play off the hands of Starland. As the Beavers go back up by 1, 3-2. And it'll be Kirkham back to serve for the Beavers as Schroeder enters in. To the back, Radical there to get it. Set up quickly center for Radical. Good spots. Touch to the floor as the Lancers tie it back up at 3. Wolf enters back in for Kirkham, and it'll be Radical back to serve. Dug up in the back. Sets across quickly far side. Way out of play. Untouched by the Lancers as they go back up by 1, 4-3. We'll head back, trying to extend the 1-point lead, 4-3 once again. Dug up center, set across for Zank. Good touch, diving save from Radical, sends a line drive to the floor. As the Beavers once again tie it up at 4. With number 4, Gunter entering in, and Bethke back to serve. Receive middle from Radical. Up center for Quaid. Blocked the net. Tip tie from Radical. Thompson back up for Starlin. Blocked the net. Tip back up. Starlin can't save it. And a lift on the Lancers puts the Beavers up by 1. The back line out of play, and the game ties itself up at 5. And now number 5, Starlin will head back to serve. Off the hands and into the stands. Lancers get the ace and go up by 1. To the back line, sent towards the net. It's going to tap it over, but into the net. Couldn't quite get under. That was Bethke. As the Lancers go up by 2, 7-5. Down the line, dropping it down. A beautiful spot from Starland. Lancers go up by 3, 8-5. Receive track towards the net. Thompson gonna send one back down. Good misdirection! Along the net line, under the hands of Bethke. And a timeout by the Beavers. Lancers up by 4, 9-5. Back from the timeout, 9-5. Lancers up by 4. Teams trading points in the first few here. Lancers starting to pull away here, 9-5. With Starlin still back serving. Riding a 4-0 run with an ace in there. Trying to keep it going, looking for double digits. Diving save by Wolf, trying to get it back in the air. Ends up going into the pole as the Lancers double them up 10-5. To the back, sent high, close to the net. Going to try to tap it over, sent to the back line. Bartles retreats. Starlin sends one back high for Leduc. Good touch, staying on her side of the net as well. Back set to the hands of Starlin. Quaid all the way across for Leduc. To the back line, out of play. And the Beavers back within 4. And now Zank back to serve for the Beavers. Into the net, it's going to go right back to the Lancers, up by 5. And it'll be Gurgle back to serve now for the Lancers. Had a nice 5-0 run, broke the Beavers quickly. Trying to go back on a quick run here. Across far side, good spot from Meyer. Getting it down onto the sideline and bringing them back within 4. Kirkham back in, and it'll be Wolf back to serve for the Beavers. Received high by Leduc. Up center for Thompson. She'll knock one down off the net. And the Lancers respond back up by 5. Koenig now in for Bartles as Leduc heads back to serve. Sends one center to Wolf. Set across near side, steps back to get it, touches the nets, Lancers in the nets. And the Beavers bring it right back within 4. Kruger in for Gunter, and it'll be Kruger back to serve. Received high from Radical. Set across for Radical. Blocked to the net. Tipped by Leduc and dropping down to the Lancer side. But the Beavers in the net. Luck won't count. And the Lancers back up by 4. Thompson to the back corner. Tipped high by Zank. Back across far side. Tipped back high by Radical, set across for Radical. Good touch! Hanging in the air, putting the Lancers up by 6. And now Larson can enter in for Koenig. Thompson back once again with a 6-point lead, 14-8. Received high center. Sets one quickly center off the net. Luke is there. Thompson back high for Radical. Fades away to Koenig. Down the net line, tipped high. On the run, going to send one back up for Meyer. Tipped to the net, rolls on the Lancer side. And the Beavers back within 5. To the back line, received off a Gurgle out of play. And ace of the Beavers puts them up within 4. Offense, Luke out of play. Back-to-back aces for the Beavers. They're within 3. Trying to go in a run here and tie this one up toward the middle of the second set. And Meyer on a nice strong run here. Received cleanly by Leduc. Thompson all the way across for Radical. Off the net, diving save back in the air. Sent up and bumped over. Another big chance to the Lancers. Up for Radical again. That one gonna fall! Lancers back up by 4. Bartles and Quaid back in with Bartles heading back to serve. Received center by Wolf. Gonna set one quickly center for Kirkham. Tip to the net and drops down into the hands of Bartles. In the Lancers' last few tournaments, especially at Columbus Catholic and McDonell, those quick sets have been killing them, unable to get up in time. And they've had basically free range with them. Did a little bit better here tonight, but still a lot of work to do. This was up quickly for Radical onto the back line. What a spot! Lancers go back up by 4. Into the net. Beavers get it back within 3. And now Bethke back to serve for the Beavers. Dug up by Starland. Set across for Leduc. Tipped at the net. Sent back high. And touched over by Zank. Radical right there. Thompson back up for Leduc. Blocked the net, but out of play. Lancers go back up by 4, 17-13. Dug on the back and a set one across. Fading away is Zank to the back line, received by Radical. Starlin back up for Leduc. Received cleanly, gonna set one up quickly, center for Schroeder out of play, but the Lancers in the net. That was Thompson as the Beavers go back within 3. Zank back to serve once again, received by Leduc. Starlin back for Quaid, opposite hand. Back across far side and out of play off the hands of Meyer. Lancers go up by 4, 18-14. Gurgle in for Quaid, and it'll be Radical back to serve. Nope, Gurgle back to serve. To the back line, that one out. And the Beavers back within 3. Received high from Radical. Set back for Thompson. Off the hands of Wolf. Set back across far side. Down the line and drops it down. Beavers back within 2, 18-16. Received by Radical. Starlin back over top to the net. Back set, fades away to get it, and received by Starland. Luke back across for Bartles. To the back line, out of play, untouched. And the Beavers back within 1. And a timeout by the Lancers. Beavers within 1, 18-17. Back from the timeout, 18-17, Lancers up by 1. Beavers trying to make a comeback here. Tipped high by Leduc. Back across for Thompson. Good spot, diving save, back to the Lancers side. Starlin back for Leduc. Tipped back high by Wolf. Gonna send one across. Off the net, dropping it down. Beavers tied up at 18. Wolf now back with a chance to give a lead. Out of play down the sideline. Lancers back up by 1, 19-18. Keening in for Bartles, and it'll be Leduc back to serve. Miscommunication, gonna get one up anyway. Over the net, received by Radical. Back up for Radical. Blocked out of play. Lancers at the 20s, up by 2. Received by Wolf, gonna set one up quickly far side, across court, running save by Leduc. Gurgle back across, and Thompson will bump it over. Set quickly far side, blocked at the net, tipped twice and out of play. Lancers up 3, 21-18. Good spot, received by Wolf. Gonna set one across far. Cross court, received by Thompson. Caning back up for Radical. Good touch on the line. Sets one back far side for Meyer. Out of play on the back line. Lancers up 4, 22-18. Luke now just 3 points away. Straight off her hands, a lift and an ace from the Lancers. Go up by 5, 23-18, and a timeout by the Beavers. Back for the timeout. Lancers up by 5, 23-18, just 2 points away with number 2 Leduc back trying to do it. Dug up on the back, running save, going to get one back up center for Wolf to the back line. Luke back to the net, blocked into the net by Thompson. Beavers back within 4, 23-19. Kruger back in for Gunter. And it'll be Kruger who will head back to serve. Dug up by Radical. Back up for Radical. Chill knock one down. Brings the Lancers just 1 point away. (24-19). Lancers up by 5, just 1 point away now. Thompson back to do it. Sliding save center. Sets one back far side, gonna touch it over. Received by Leduc. Thompson cross court for Radical. Misses. Jumped a little early, and the Beavers keep hope alive. Gonna need 4 straight. And it'll be Meyer back to do it, looking for 4 straight to keep it alive. Into the net. That'll do it. Lancers win the second set by 5, 25-20. After taking the first set, 25-10. And they'll head to a break before taking on to the third set. Open to end it in 3. And it's Luke back to serve. Off the net. Readjusted and saved. Set center. Over the block and into the hands of Leduc. 2-1 Eagle lead. Carlson back with a 1 point lead. Received by Leduc. Set across for Radical. Touching the net. Dropping down. Stewart can't make it there in time. And the Lancers tie it up at 2. send one across on the run for Stewart's. Through the defense and drop it down on the back line. Eagles take a 1-point lead. Swinging off the top of the net, gonna send one back center. To the back line and drops it down. Good spot, right side Leduc, saved up by Starlin. Leduc back over. Boxell sends one back for Stewart. Plunging save by Bartles. Back up center for Leduc. Right back to the hands of Stewart. Set back on the run. Back corner, Starlin's there. Quaid gonna send it to the far back and dropping it down. Good spot from Quaid. And the Lancers back within one. Received by Radical. Set back for Radical. Tip to the net and dropping it down. Lancers bring themselves back within one. 15-14. 3 on a 5-0 run from Radical. Looking for the 20s here. Set back, feeding away, cross court, dropping down in the corner. Brings them right back. And we are back for the third set. Lancers taking the first two, 25-10 and 25-20. As Kruger starts off the serving. This one set back for Thompson. Lunging save, gonna set one to the back. Kruger right there. Starting back up for Koenig. Off the net. Set back high. All the way across. Cross court, out of play. And the Lancers up 1-0. Leduc back to serve for the Lancers, dug up in the back. Sends one across for Meyer. That one out of play as well. Lancers go up 2-0. Dug up center. Bumps one back off the net. Meyer step back to get it off the net. Received by Radical. Set back up for Radical. Blocked at the net, but out of play. Lancers now up 3-0. Off the hands of Zank, out of play. An ace for Leduc, and the Lancers keep their 4-0 run alive. Luke to the back line, sent high by Zank. Sends it all the way across for Meyer. Blocked at the net, onto the line. Thompson and Koenig combining for a 5-0 Lancer lead. Receives center, running, saving to send one back into play. Can't bump it over. And the Lancers go up by 6. And a timeout by the Beavers. Lancers on a 6-0 run to start off this set. Up 2-0. Back from the this is on a 6-0 run to start off this set, led by Leduc. She'll look to keep it going off the timeout. Good spot there. She'll drop down an ace off the hands of Zank. Brings him up by 7 as Larson enters in for Koenig. Down the line, another ace for Leduc. This time off the hands of Bethke. To the back corner, out of play. The run ends after 8 straight, and the Beavers bring it back within 7. Meyer back to serve. Received by Radical. Thompson, good fake, dropping it down. A little misdirection at the net from Thompson. Putting the Lancers up by 8. And now Thompson back to serve. Looking for double digits, good spot on the line, dropping it down for another ace. 10-1, the Lancers up by 9. And now Schaller in for Starland. Received center by Wolf. Pumps him back across, far side for Zank. Dug up by Radical. Thompson across for Larson. Good touch, but off the top of the net. Untouched by the Beavers. Right at it, just couldn't quite get it high enough. 10-2 as the Beavers bring it back with an 8. With Kirkham back to serve. Received by Leduc. Thompson across for Radical. Blocked the net, tip back high. Leduc back in the air. Radical will get it over. A running save. Set back for Bethke. Dropping onto the back line. Beavers back within 7. Off the hands of Gurgle, set across for Radical, blocked the nets! Along the net line and onto the sideline. Lancers back within 4. Kirkham back to serve down the line, dropping it down, good spot! An ace of the Beavers brings them back within 5. Short, dug up by Radical. Thompson across for Radical. Good save in the back. Sets one across quickly for Zank. That one gonna drop down through the hands of Leduc. And the Beavers now in a nice little run within 4. Received by Leduc all the way across for Radical. Blocked into the net. Lancers back within 5, 11-6. Bartles in for Larson with Quaid in for Gurgle. And it'll be Bartles who will head back to serve. Dug up in the back and has set one up quickly and tapped over. Received by Bartles. Thompson across for Quaid. Good spot in the back. Wolf on a slide. Back up short. Zank off to the net, but onto the Lancers side. Off the hands of Schaller. Gunter back in for Kruger. And it'll be Bethke back to serve. Into the net. Lancers back up by 5, 12-7. Radical now back to serve for the Lancers. To the back line, just out of play. Beavers back within 4. And now Zank back to serve. Offense of Bartles. Radical back up for Leduc on the run. In the net. Beavers now within 3, 12-9. Off the hands of Starland, off the wall and out of play. An ace for the Beavers brings them within 2 and a Lancer timeout. Still up by 2, 12-10. Back from the timeout. Lancers up by 2, 12-10. Beavers on a nice little run here. Thompson trying to send one back down the net line. Out of play. Beavers now back within 1, 12-11. Zank now with a chance to tie. Into the net. Lancers maintain a 2-point lead, 13-11. And it'll be Starland back to serve. To the back, received by Wolf. Set across far side for Meyer. Tip to the net. Bartles back up. Quaid in the air. Thompson will get it over. Can they finish it off? Across far side. Off the hands of Radical. Starland back up. Thompson to the end. Received by Wolf. Set up quickly. Good touch. Starland there again. Across for Leduc. Tipped. Diving save by Wolf. Back from the net. And touched into the net. What a couple of amazing saves from the Lancers, and they go up by 3. Receive middle from Wolf. Back across far side for Meyer. Out of play, untouched. And now the chair, gonna say, was touched at the net. As the Beavers bring it back within 2, 14-12. And now Wolf back to serve. Down the line, received by Leduc. Starland back in the air for Leduc. Received by Wolf in the back. Sent across far side for Meyer. Diving save from Bartles. Leduc back up in the air. And Thompson over the net. Sent across far side again. Good touch. Starland right there. Quaid back in the air for Leduc. Sent to the back line. And Wolf gets it there in time. Far side for Meyer. Jumps too early. Over her head. And the Lancers now up 3. Gurgle on her in for Quaid. And it'll be Gurgle back to serve. Off the hands, off the ceiling. That'll drop down for a Lancer ace. Lancers now at 4 as Gurgle heads back to serve once again. To the back line. Wolf sends one back towards the net. Set up quickly for Meyer. Radical right there to get it. Starland across for Bartles. Good touch at the net. Back across for Meyer again and touched over. Gurgle right there. Across for Bartles once again. Good spot. She'll drop it down. Under the hands of a diving Zank, and the Lancers now up by 5. Gurgle leading a nice little run here for the Lancers. Receive center. Back across. Cross court off the hands of Gurgle along the ceiling. Starland back up. For Thompson to the back line. Out of play. Beavers back within 4 as Kruger enters in and will head back to serve. Running save by Leduc, set across for Bartle. She'll bump it over. Received high by Wolf. Set up quickly, center for, got it down. That was Kirkham. Brings the game back within 3. Down the line, dropping it down. Luke thought it was out, ended up landing onto the line as an ace for the Beavers. Bringing them back now within 2. Kruger's had some nice runs here. And looking for another one here, trying to force an extra set. Dug up by Luke. Up for Thompson. High out of play. Thompson's kill brings the Lancers up by 3. Koenig will now enter in for Bartles with Leduc back to serve. Tuck him on the back. Received by Starland. Back across for Radical. Good touch down the line. Lunging save. Gonna set one all the way across. Blocked at the net by Thompson. Leinsters go up by 4, 19-15 with Luke back looking for the 20s. Good spot, diving save, tipped back up by Starling. Back across for Radical. Tip to the net, tipped back high in the back by Wolf. Back across far side for Meyer. Out of play. Was it touched? It was not. 20-15, Leinster's now up by 5. Down the line, sent high by Bethke, back across from Kruger. Touched over by Meyer, out of play. Untouched at the net by the Lancers as they go up by 6. Larson will enter in for Koenig. And Luke back to serve once again, just 4 points away. And a timeout by the Beavers. Back to the timeout. Lancers just 4 points away here in the third set, trying to improve to 7-0 and a perfect conference record. Luke still serving for the Lancers. Dug up center, good fake, tip back up. Thompson is there. Radical to the back corner. Tip back high by Zank, all the way across for Meyer. Blocked at the net. That'll drop down off the hands of Thompson. Lancers go up by 7, 22-15 with Luke still serving strong. To the back line, lines right back up in the air. Meyer fading away into the net. 4 hits on the Beavers, and the Lancers now just 2 points away. Diving save, close to the net, tip back over. Starlin is there. Thompson across for Radical. Dropping it down off the hands of Zank. 24-15, the Lancers just 1 point away. And it'll be Leduc back to serve for the Lancers. To the back, sent across, running save, gonna get it back in the air, long way to go, and not gonna make it! Lancers win it by 10, 25-15. Taking the first set by 15, 25-10, the second 25-20, and the final one, 25-15, as the Lancers' perfect conference record remains at 7-0. They will take on Olivestrom next Thursday Whitehall for senior night here on next Tuesday, next Tuesday, then finishing off the Thursday after that at CFC with a tournament on Saturday at Memorial. Lancers now 13-9 on the air, 7-0 perfect conference record. As their week will conclude on Saturday at a tournament at Memorial. Win this one in 3, 25-10, 25-20, and 25-15.